we become first-time horse owners at a racetrack properly. We have our first ever runner today.
Yeah, Drifters, that's just what we do.
Yeah, poor form.
We own
from us.
horses, we race them. Look, the investment up front, some would say significant. But I tell you what, just Drifters, that's just what we do. We own horses, we race them
at the track.
Look, the investment up front, some would say significant.
That experience, I think, is going to be priceless.
I would
tell you
think
what,
so. And
just for the experience,
I think you always love your first.
with your
you
loved
always
ones
remember your first
at the track,
And
backing in
Mint Condition
a
is
horse
our
that you
first
own a
pony
whisker
that we've
of.
ever had a share in.
That experience, I think, is going to be priceless.
Her story is actually pretty damn good. So it would have been possibly about 2 years ago, right about
100%.
now, that we invested in her as a yearling.
Yep. Weanling.
Weanling. So, yeah, it was... She showed some promise. She was a bit cheeky early days, trained out of James Healy. And he said, look, she's a bit cheeky, but I think she's actually got something out under the hood from just doing the pre-training and that sort of thing. And, you know, she started her first preparation and then she unfortunately just did not recover very well at all. So she had a few things went wrong with her. Long story short, she then got an infection, which actually she was nearly brown bread.
She was nearly brown bread, Mint Condition. She was incredibly lucky to survive the infection in hospital overnight, or for 2 nights maybe. Getting pumped full of fluids. And she was nearly brown bread, Mint Condition.
Where they put
she was incredibly lucky to survive the infection.
The catheter
in hospital
on her
overnight,
neck.
or for 2 nights maybe.
Ended up getting really badly infected as well.
Yeah, getting pumped full of fluids.
She had this,
And then post that,
I shouldn't laugh at
where they put the
bizarre, like a scab you'd expect
neck,
to see on an 8-year-old's knee,
getting
just on her neck.
really badly infected.
It was
as
so
well.
bizarre.
So she had this.
So we basically,
massive. I shouldn't laugh.
we had the option
huge
to
sore.
exit out of it.
Yeah,
But considering the investment, like, it wasn't that significant. And it
was so bizarre.
One of the owners of her.
So
we
was very
basically
generous and said, "Look, I'll spell her for free."
We had the
charge
option
until she's
to
right come
exit
back
out
into
of it.
So,
But
so yeah, we just
considering
stuck
the
in there
investment,
because why not?
Like, it wasn't that significant. And it wouldn't have been that significant.
She's come back.
One of the owners of her was very generous.
Had a
and said,
couple
"Look,
of promising trials
free of charge until she's
now
right to
she's
come back into it." So,
nearly the favourite for her mate.
so yeah, we just stuck in there because why not?
So race 2 at the Sunshine Coast.
And
the cutest
she's come back.
fillies maiden for the 3-year-olds
had
over
a couple
1,000
of
metres.
promising
Probably
trials
going to be
and-
the form reference of the
Now
winter,
she's
I would have thought.
nearly the favourite. for
Well,
her
we've
mate.
got Lofty Target.
We've
on
got a
the
lofty
sunny
target.
coast.
The Tats Tiara. Maybe third up into the Tats Tiara.
Late nom fee.
Yeah.
Very, very excited. Mint Condition by DEFCON.
Well, we've got lofty
out of
target. We've
Minkus.
got a lofty target. The
So
Tats
that's where the name
Tiara.
comes from. Mint
Maybe
Condition.
third
We're
up
very,
into
very
the Tats
excited.
Tiara.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we,
very, very
in all
excited.
seriousness, we think she has a
Mint
fantastic
Condition
chance
by
today.
DEFCON. Out
So
of Minkus.
it's about
So
soft
that's where
6,
the
which I
name
think
comes
will be
from.
cherry
Mint
right for
Condition.
her.
We're very, very
Should be
excited.
cherry right for all of them in there. The favourite is the horse to beat. Has some form in the city at Eagle Farm. Should probably sit on speed. We're drawn pretty well. Mark Duplessis in the saddle, but I think Tiffany Brooke is going to be the one who's going to be celebrated and interviewed after the race.
Yep.
On Minky.
Yeah. So, very, very excited. Minky, just want to see her run well. Just want to see her pull up well.
Yep, absolutely. So we're heading up there straight after this, basically. So let's get on with everything else that happened yesterday in the world of horse racing.
So, very,
Jonesy.
very
So
excited. Minky, just
we're
want
at
to
the
see her
track
run well.
at
Just want to see her
Doomben,
pull up well.
in a certain lounge, which was fantastic. Thank you for Neds for inviting us. It was a hell of a day, hell of a setup. Basically, we were elevated. in one sense of the word, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because we were able to look down and you could actually see the entire track. It was fantastic viewing.
Yeah, fantastic view from where we were. And we were elevated and we were above everyone else. And that might have something to do with the fact that we're just better. Big thanks to our sponsors, Ned's. Fantastic view from where we were.
Yeah,
this is a life we were elevated and we were above everyone else.
Now,
and they might have something to do with the fact that we're just better.
To a catered function,
big thanks to our sponsors.
You've never been to one like this because let's just go through some of the menus.
This is the life we live. These are the things we do.
I think we just missed out on. I think the first thing that I put into my mouth was an arancini ball, but there was 2 plates. I think you passed on those.
I made the idiotic decision of having lunch before I came.
Yeah.
It was a silly thing to do.
So there was arancini balls, 2 plates. There was this beautiful battered cauliflower, which was delicious.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, I had some of that.
So there was some of that.
I made the idiotic decision of having lunch before I came.
There was saucy rolls.
Snag rolls.
There was quiches, which were delectable.
Not a massive quiche guy, but you said it was good.
They were delicious.
Yeah, it was good. Actually, I had some of that.
I'm sure I'm missing stuff. They had
cutlets, lamb
chops,
mate. Lamb chops.
Lamb chops.
Prawns.
Snag rolls. Prawns. They had a charcuterie board when we walked in, and then a cheese board when we left. And then they had jam donuts.
Cutlets,
I think tiramisu in a cup.
Lamb chops.
Tiramisu in a cup.
Prawns. Jam donuts.
I'm just a cutlet guy.
Yeah.
Any cutlet of any description, that's got my name written all over it.
That was delicious one.
Yeah. Tiramisu in a cup. And some fuckers out there are vegans. I'm just a cutlet guy. Any cutlet of any description, that's got my name written all over it.
Yeah, some people have sensory aversions.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Do you know what that
room was suited
out there
to?
It was suited to heroes, not victims, mate. Like, that was a hero setting.
And we were heroes yesterday. We found a few.
Yeah,
some people have sensory aversions.
We'll get to
I'll tell you
potentially
what.
being a victim at one point.
Do you know what that room was suited to? It was suited to
end on,
heroes, not victims, mate.
Our
Like, that was a
room,
hero
this
setting.
lounge
And we were
that
heroes yesterday, mate. We found a few.
was the bar. Mate, the setup on this bar, I've never seen anything like it in like a catered event.
No, you're 100% right. I think when you get invited to something and when the alcoholic beverages are so cheap that they're free, mate, you're pretty much just content to have
you're
100% right.
Exactly.
I think, which was beautifully illustrated by a good friend of ours,
to something.
Matt Dolan, aka
when the
Dolab,
alcoholic beverages
at
so
a buck
cheap that
they're
free.
We've mentioned on the podcast before.
You're pretty much just content to have what's there.
Normal beers,
Which is beautifully illustrated
no
by
cider.
a good friend of ours.
There was just one. He was like Matt Dolan, aka Dolab.
So when it's free, you're just content.
Hey,
at a Bucks we were
Dolab,
at.
do you want us to figure out some cider?
Before.
No, that's how
He's a celiac, so he can't have
I'm no
normal
victim.
beers.
It's free.
I'm going
There
to
was
take
no
these 2
cider.
bottles, put them
There
in
was just
ice buckets,
one.
and
It's
that's
like,
me
well, that's
done
me
for the
then.
day.
Exactly
So when
right.
it's free,
so
you're
you
just
don't have
content.
lofty expectations when the bar tab is free. You're just content to have what's there. But
I'm
what
no
was there
victim. It's free.
of the highest quality.
So, for the beer drinkers out there was a lovely
Exactly
Byron
right.
Bay
So
lager,
you don't have
and there was
lofty
also a
expectations
Stonewood
when the
Pack
bar
ale.
tab
Pack
is
ale,
free.
which is extremely popular.
You're just content to have what's
all
there.
pubs
But
around
what was
Australia.
there
Then they also
of the
had your
highest
150
quality?
lashes, which just gets the JD if you like your fruity pale ales. Obviously your softies and whatever. But where this
Pack
really
ale.
steps up is they had spirits available, which I was shocked at.
Mate, spirits are not just, your run-of-the-mill first pours, like your Smirnoffs, for example. Like, there's a level above that, mate.
Hey, there was Bundy rum there, but it was a small batch Bundy rum.
Yeah, small batch Bundy's not too bad. I'm not a rum guy. Mate,
There was a
spirits are not
12-year-old
just,
dimple
your
on there?
run-of-the-mill
Yeah,
first pours.
an aged dimple.
Like your
goodness.
Smirnoffs,
So,
for example.
Hell
Like,
of a day.
There's a level above
but
that, mate.
as good as the catering was, and we definitely
Yeah, small
thank
batch Bundy's not
thank,
too bad. I'm not a rum guy.
Neds for their hospitality.
Yeah,
Nothing was
an aged
topping
dimple.
Giga kick on the
Yeah.
day.
He drew the crowd in, didn't he?
Mate, it was pumping at Doomben.
It was really busy.
Like, we were there last year, and all credit to Mazu, he's one of ours.
He's 100% one of ours.
He's no Giga kick. Even though he
he
has
drew
7
the crowd
million
in, didn't he?
in the bank. So,
It was really busy.
yeah. Giga kick, mate. I reckon obviously, it was at Eagle Farm
He's
last
100%
year. It was
one
a
of
bit
ours.
misty. It was a bit rainy, so that would have kept some people at home. Beautiful Brisbane day yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But the people were there to see Giga kick, and he delivered.
Yeah, well, he would have been the best sprinter to come up here for the Doomben 10,000 or for a race at all since probably Black Caviar? Oh, yeah.
Nature
Since
Nature Strip got rolled by the Bostonian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, he would have been the best sprinter to come up here for the Doomben 10,000 or for a race at all.
Gamble
since
responsibly.
Yeah,
gee whiz.
I've never recovered from that, have I? Yeah, that's right.
I tell you what, that's just absolutely absurd punting. But
yeah, he's just a class act kick. He's only going to get better.
yeah,
And
gee whiz.
what I love about him,
I've never
mentioned it to
recovered from
you,
that, have
and
I?
We use Nature Strip as a comparison.
I tell you what,
I don't think
that's
Gigi
just
kicks
absolutely
right
absurd
now as it
punting.
stands.
But,
I don't think his best will
yeah,
match
he's
Nature Strip's
just a
best.
class act kick.
But I
He's
feel
only gonna
like
get better.
the gap between what I love about him,
Gigi
I
kicks
mentioned
it to
best and his
you,
worst,
and we
is
use
a
Nature
lot
Strip as a
shorter
comparison.
than what Nature
I
Strip
don't
is.
think Gigi kicks
From
right
what we've
now as
seen.
it stands.
I think
I don't
Kick
think
will
his
get
best
better
will
because
match
he's only
Nature
three.
Strip's best.
But I
I'm just
feel
loving,
like the
soft-
gap between
soft deck, wet deck,
Gigi kicks best
dry
and his
deck,
worst
back
is a
of
lot
midfield.
shorter.
Took
than
a
what
sit
Nature
forward
Strips is.
yesterday.
What we've seen.
He's not like an
I think
electric
Gigi
turn
Kick
of foot
will
horse,
get
but
better
he's just
because he's only
I'll
three.
build through my gears, and my gears are
but I'm just
fast.
loving, like,
Horse. Soft deck, wet deck, dry deck, back of midfield. Took a sit forward yesterday. He's not like an electric turn of foot horse, but he's just I'll build through my gears, and my gears are fast horse.
You know, I rewatched the replay a few times. Yeah, short, half length, but 1,200 metres, rock hard fit overpass, who's a different horse after the gelding operation. Beat Amelia Jewel, who's definitely no slouch. We'll definitely see the best of her in the spring. Doomben, which can be tough to run
Yeah.
around. Like, mate, half a length short, but he was never losing that.
No.
It was through the line. It makes me think, I'm like, I reckon his best distance is that 1,400.
It could very well be.
And against his own age, a golden eagle is not out of the question.
3 weeks after the Everest this year. Jeez. I wouldn't bet against him at this stage. Getting a horse up for an Everest and then 3 weeks later into a Golden Eagle would be a Herculean effort by Clayton Douglas. But man, I don't think we'll see many horses ever who would have the capability of doing that. I think he's one.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. So hell of a win by Gigi Kick. Overpass, as we mentioned, he was a sensational run. He's really come back a different horse. I reckon he'll probably be, based on that run, he'll be there or thereabouts in the Everest if he heads that way, which I'm sure he will. Marzu, just from the sticky barrier, found late. He was charging the line as well.
Yeah, which was interesting because typically he's been like an up on pace horse, and to show that turn of foot at the end of a race, it's like, okay, well, maybe you try him a bit colder in a race with a lot of pressure just to see what happens.
Mate, after this, I'll show you some replays when he was a 2-year-old colt, and he'd sit last and he would show an like Castelvecchio style turn.
Yeah, shit.
So he has it in him, albeit being a couple of years ago. At Cabin, you were stoked with his run.
Yeah, huge run, Aft Cabin, I thought. He's a work in progress, that horse, but out of that race, Villana can put in a bad one, but out of that race, wait and see what the weights are for the Stradbroke, but I'd probably be more inclined to take Aft Cabin in the Straddy if he's heading there. Yeah, I thought he was really good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Villana, face value, I think he was a bit disappointing, but overall, I think that's going to be a race that you can follow with confidence. It was just great, and the crowd just was so bloody stoked when he got over.
And Craig Williams, he donated his goggles to a couple of young whippersnappers after the race, and we may personally know someone who took advantage of the day, let's just say.
All right, the South Australian Derby. So, pretty impressive win by Don Kell, who you have been a fan of and a follower of this prep, albeit some weeks between runs. So, Patrick Payne and Billy Egan's first Group 1. great.
Oh, is that their first? Awesome. Yeah.
So I was right that it was going to be someone's first group, but I was on the wrong bloody trainer. So, mate, Dunkel, he was in your $100 betting strategy. You still lost on the race.
Yeah. What a dickhead. Well, during the week, I was like, yeah, Sweet Zero's my horse. I think she's fit to run well. And I was like, Dunkel for me was the forgotten horse because I went and we were doing the form on the Wednesday. He was like 13 or 14 bucks. And I was like, well, I don't want to lose on the race if he wins. So all I need to do is just chuck a little tenner on him. And then I was looking at the form a bit more and I was like, well, Aberfeldy boys just taking on the bigger boys last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever, against White Marlin. I was like, back to his own age. He's certainly a stayer, so I want to chuck some cash on him too. So, yeah, I felt if I knew that Dunkel was going to start $8, I probably wouldn't have chucked anything on Aberfeldy boy. But no, yeah, he was great. I think people, were quick to jump off him after that last start loss, but he had like the fastest last 200 meters of the race, and he pulled up lame. So clearly he's a horse with some talent.
Yours truly was on Bengal Boy. Top of the straight, I thought I was better than everyone.
Yeah, I thought you were better. You were looming.
I'm looking at the race net results right now. SP $61. I thought I was arrogant.
Yeah, I thought you were better.
He got his little nose in front with about 200 metres to go, and I was like, geez, here we go, boys, get in the queue, and then we just drifted out to
Glad to see promises kept and win. Like I'm happy about that. Like usually I wouldn't pot a horse that's ran second in a Group 1 for no particular reason, but there is a particular reason. So.
All right, let's get to the rest of the undercards. We'll probably we'll touch on one race from Scone, but we'll probably give Morphettville a
Wide berth. Yeah.
And we might touch on, the feature races at Flemington as well. But let's start in Doomben. The members' handicap. Now, there's a bit happening here to unfold. So you were on character, and I was on Big Boy Roy. They run first and second.
Quincy paying what?
Well, this is what I wanted to highlight. Two smartest guys in the room. Now, there might be no one else in this room. But that doesn't matter. I was like, Big Boy Roy at that price.
It was a silly price.
Why not? He starts at $16. Kicks away by 3. I'm like, I'm better.
So much better.
And then the character runs him down. About 10 minutes after the race, I go, that Quinella paid $95. We didn't have a cent on.
Not only did we not have a cent on, yours truly didn't even get on character. So my younger brother, Mackenzie Jones, is in a bit of trouble because, we extended the invitation from Neds to us to him to enjoy in the proclivity, the celebrations. I don't know what word I'm going for. So I got him his ticket on Friday night. I said, don't forget that. Bring it with you on Saturday. Of course, as the two of us are like walking to Doomben, he says, I'm here and I don't have my ticket. I'm like, okay, standard. So I was trying to find the email to send to him. I didn't have the right email address, so I sent it to the wrong email address, and then he texted me through a different one. In the confusion that ensued, I didn't get on character because the race was about to jump. And literally, I turned to Hutch and say, mate, I didn't get on character. Let's pot it. Let's death ride it. And of course, he charges over the top at about 13, 14 bucks. And I was filthy. And my brother Mackenzie Jones to blame. He owes me a responsible collect. Oh, so filthy at him. Don't forget your tickets.
What can you do? Champagne Classic. I think we're both on Appen Girl here. So she ran pretty decently. Just getting beaten by, a neck. But Sofrito. Nice win at a huge price at $26. Armed Forces bounces back as well after the flat run.
Yeah. Is what it is. Avangard was tough, up on pace. That thing just split through the middle of him, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, is what it is.
Chairman's Handicap, Calipour bounced back after getting rolled by Serpentine. You were on Cepheus again. He was honest.
Yeah. Good for a placing yesterday. So, is what it is.
Secret Glamour Night. She had absolutely no hope. The rough habit plate now, because Cobagalika was scratched with wood capsules by all reports. Apparently going to the Doomben Cup next week, which would be interesting. We had to find something else on the day. Now you're on the vows.
Yeah.
A nice second by 1.5 lengths.
Yeah, he sort of just started warming up a bit late, so.
Yeah. The emergency by the stablemate, special sway, just let it won the entire way.
It was a great ride. Was it Tyler Schiller on board? Yeah, it was a fantastic ride. Just rated the race perfectly. Didn't give anything else a chance.
No. And if Craig had ride of the day on Guinea Kid, he had the butcher of the day on So Dazzling. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
No, he's got one in him.
Yeah.
Great.
But, my thinking was if this thing wins and I'm not on it,
You'd be filthy.
ill. So I wasn't that bullish on So Dazzling, but so be it. We can't get the chockies each time. And then Gigi Kick obviously won the 10,000. And then Bright Shadow, Majestic Shot was not found by yours truly either. I think we're looking at the page here. Very Fine Red into 6th, and then Hellfest into 8th.
There you go. She was dead last. Who was on Hellfest?
Timmy Clark.
I don't know why TC took her dead last. As soon as he did that, there was no way she was going to win on Doomben. Oh, I couldn't believe it. She drew pretty well as well, from what I can remember. Or maybe she didn't. Unbelievable.
All right, to Flemington. Now, the straight 6 to jump back. Unfortunately, that's us now.
Oh, and of course it's to fucking It's Our Time. Props to Joshua, because I know Joshua has spent a lot of money on that horse responsibly, and he finally gets some of it back. So I'm happy for him, but come on.
Ask me who was riding It's Our Time.
Who was riding It's Our Time? Oh. Yeah, because you know what? You know why It's Our Time was never winning? Because We Got a Dog, Jai McNeil was always on. Who was on to Jumbuck?
Blake Shin.
Yeah, that's right, Blakey. You're forgiven.
She's all class, did not prove to like the straight. She was never in it. She was barrier 2, no cover. She was friendless at the moment. $16, which I thought was huge.
If having class is never winning, then I guess she is all class.
Now, the Andrew Ramsden. You were talking to me about some freakish second
Apparently, to a certain point in the race, I'm not sure how many furlongs, but he was 35 lengths above standard time for most of the race, which is phenomenal if you win it. He just went way too fast. I couldn't believe what Geordie Childs was doing. It was at one point he was leading by 3 or 4 lengths. Like, mate, stack them up, please. Especially when you're on something like that, trying to get into the Melbourne Cup. Unbelievable.
It was an interesting ride, and I think I heard somewhere, it might have even been Josh who said this, Josh Bell. I think he said that, or it might have been you, I can't remember. The tactics are to run them into the ground well. They tried it and they failed miserably. Mate, was it like Claire that was scratched from the Melbourne Cup last year? Like, she's clearly a mare with some talent, but she just
100%. The hot pace just brought everyone into the race. From what I sort of could feel in the room, I think a lot of punters were on Luna Flair, probably more so than White Marlin. I feel like he was a divisive horse leading into the weekend. I think 50% people were like, Black Odds is a gift for this thing. And then another 50% was like, he's not actually that good. So, yeah, I'd forgive him out of that run. He came back.
He looked like he was going to finish 6th, then he still beaten by 6 lengths, but then he found, it's like he kind of got the stitch, got past that, and came back through. So he's done very well to run second.
Yeah, he's a horse that I'd back again, depending on the makeup of the race and who is riding him.
Now, the last race that we'll cover on the program will be race 8 at Scone, the Luskin Star Stakes. Opal, Onion, Ridge,
She's got to turn her foot.
I think what we've learned about her,
She needs a good track. Just not as effective on the soft and heavy decks. She's won on them before, I think, but just nowhere near as effective. Just balanced up and put him to the sword, and there wasn't a stack of things running on at Scone on the weekend. I think the rail was out, so yeah, she was awesome. What's the trainer's name? Luke Pepper. Yep. Said she's coming up to contest a Stradbroke and into a Tats Tiara. She'll if she gets a good deck on both those, she'll run a bold race, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's beating the boys again. It's not the first time that she's done that this prep. The one time where she got her pants pulled down at odds on was when Magic Time beat her. That was on the head.
That's right.
Against the Phillies. So I think if she goes back to her own grade, I think she adds a lot of interest to something like the Tats Tiara.
Oh yeah. Dry deck, 100%. Yeah, I don't think you'll ever get what did I get for her first up? Like 15s. Don't think you'll get that price for her anymore.
You might actually get around a pretty. I reckon I'd have to look at because I'd say something like Stuck Tontes would be your favourite to go back to bat in the Tats Tiara or something.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about the Tats Tiara.
So I reckon you could potentially get around that $8 to $10 for her.
Potentially, yeah. I'm just trying to think what else would go there. And nothing's springing to mind.
Yeah. Anyway, Drifters, unfortunately, we're going to love you and leave you because we have bigger fish to fry at the Sunshine Coast. Mint condition, race 2. By the time you listen to this, race is probably over, so slide into our DMs if you want to. If she loses, Drifters, don't be too mean, please.
Yeah. Don't kick a man while he's down. But no, very, very much so looking forward to it.
All right, Haru, see you Wednesday.
See yous.